Hello everyone, I'm Stephen West, this is Philosophize This. In practically every generation of human beings that has ever existed, the reality of the world around you, in your immediate proximity, that is the world that matters to you. That is a world that you participate in. You are directly involved in the events that determine what your life is. But in today's world, if you wanted to get a better idea of the relevant events that are going on in the world, you don't look immediately around you anymore. You look at a screen. A screen where some good-hearted person out there says they're going to tell you a story about what's going on in some distant part of the globe. Now, these events will no doubt impact your life down the road in some way in this increasingly globalized world we have. But you don't participate in the events that impact your life. Or as Debord says, we don't participate in reality anymore. Life for us in today's world is just to contemplate the spectacle that is given to us. Another way to put that would be to say that the appearances given to us about what's going on in the world start to matter more to us than actually getting to the bottom of whatever the true reality is of what's going on. Consider the different levels of religious immersion here. Sure, there are people out there that watch the news and they literally believe that they are seeing the reality of the world, like the person that believes they're literally eating the body and blood of Jesus. But then there are people out there that watch the news and they know they should take it with a grain of salt. They know there are clear agendas that are affecting the story. They know this is just a collection of moving images and sound bites telling an oversimplified story about a fragment of what's actually going on. But in a strange way, that doesn't really bother them that much. And it's not because they're a bad person or a stupid person. To Guy Debord, living in the society of the spectacle, the illusion truly is more valuable to them than whatever is actually going on in reality. Being well-informed in the society of the spectacle just means being caught up on the latest season of the TV show that tells you what's going on in the world. That is what you're going to be talking about with your friends and family. That is what you're going to use as a backdrop when you discuss politics. Again, your life these days is not so much about participation anymore. It's about contemplation of this spectacle. What this sort of life eventually leads to for Debord is a state of an almost constant feeling of disorientation, of dizziness. Almost like you're in a house of mirrors and you can't quite figure out which direction to go in. There is, of course, the obvious distraction from reality that's possible these days, the escapism from our problems by watching movies, shows, playing video games. No shortage of ways to ignore reality if you wanted to. But then there's the neat trick the spectacle pulls off that keeps even people that want to change the world for the better incapable of having even a basic conversation about things. Because when all the information you have about reality is a representation of a representation, then things like misinformation become extremely powerful tools to keep people divided. Because when people can't even agree about the most basic points of a conversation, if you can get opposing viewpoints feeling like they're living in two completely different universes, then any possibility of them coming together, agreeing about the problems in the world and finding a way to solve them, that goes out the window. In other words, to Debord, the revolutionary potential of the political process is destroyed by the spectacle.